Hard to understand the fundamentals, and that's what I can help you with. All of you are very smart, probably smarter than I am. You'll figure out all the computer things on your own, no biggie. So, you are buying a, your name? Krishna. So Krishna, by buying an insurance on his home, has essentially bought what is known as put option. So he gave $900 at the beginning of the year to some guy in Ameriprise, and that guy's saying that Krishna, in exchange of this $900, whatever happens to your home of $400,000, I will give you a new home. That's essentially what. So you have a potential buyer for your home for $400,000 between some dates, January 1st. So let's say, we'll just keep it simple, January 1st, 2017 to December 31st, 2017. You can effectively sell your home to this buyer for $400,000. And this buyer has an obligation to buy your home. This buyer is required by law to give you $400,000. I mean, it's a little more complicated. They'll create a home and all that, and you can't just say that buy my home, it has to be burned down or something bad should happen. But essentially what you're doing is you're buying a put. You are completely eliminating your risk from your home. Whatever happens, lightning strikes, fire happens, riots happen, flood happens, you are completely relieved of all that risk from your home. And what did you do for that? You paid only $900. So it's a good deal for you, right? You're protecting your $400,000 investment for a price of $900. So let's see percentage-wise. I'll make it simple. Let's make it 1,000. Okay. So percent-wise, to protect your $400,000 investment, so it's 1 by 4, 0.25%. It's a very cheap insurance. 0.25% protects you.
Got a kid.
So think of it this way now. You bought a stock, and in this case you also have a mortgage, you probably haven't paid for all of it. But think about it. Let's say this was a stock called KRIS. It was selling for $1,000 each. Actually, I'll make it even simpler. We'll keep it 100. So it was selling for $4,000. You bought 100 shares of this stock for $400,000, and then you're hoping that it will go up in value. But you're also worried that it might go down in value, so you want protection. You bought yourself a put. You paid 0.25% of the cost to someone else. So put is one piece of paper. So get some money out of it for just for playing purposes. So take $10 out or something. So I will buy your home for $400,000 until December 31, 2017. Okay, so on Ameriprise, I gave you this piece of paper. So you bought a put. So this is a put. I am obligated, and imagine this is $1,000. So he gave me $1,000. Now happily life goes on, nothing happens to his house. What happens to that piece of paper on January 1st, 2018? It's got no value. What happens to this $1,000? Who gets to keep it? I keep it. So this is a good way of making money, right? This is what Warren Buffett does. In addition to all the other things that he does, he sells. So Krishna is the buyer of the put. And so buyer is, of course there always have to be a buyer and seller. And Ameriprise is the seller of the put. Okay. So think about what you are all, everybody who owns a home is the collateral. Everybody who owns a home is buying a put option. So you all know put option, you just know it by a different name. You call it home insurance. In stock lingo, we call it put option. So clear about put options? So based on what I told you, tell me what are the two advantages. When would you like to buy a put option?
If you are holding too much of stocks, just to hedge that, in a bear market, I'll buy puts.
Exactly. So to protect your what you have. So that's one reason why you would buy a put option. Any other reason you could buy a put option? He said his scenario was that he's holding a stock. He's afraid that it'll go down, therefore he wants to protect his investment, he wants to buy. And that's a very good reason. What's another reason similar to this?
If I think like stock is going down, and if I think like I want to make profit use of it, like I can go for put option.
Exactly. So you don't have to hold the stock. In your case, to buy insurance, you have to have a home. In put situation, I don't have to hold the stock. I have this wonderful clock in my mind, I can see the future, and I'm betting that this stock is going to go down. So in a stock lingo, what would you do? You would short that stock. But let's say you don't know shorting, what if suddenly it turns around and, you could be wrong. You shorted it at 100, all the people who have been shorting Netflix, all the people who have been shorting Amazon, all the people who have been shorting FANG stocks until 2 weeks ago, they're getting their asses creamed. $7.8 billion have been lost in people who have been shorting these stocks. So you don't want to, that's a huge risk. What you could do is, as you said, Karthik. So you can buy a put option. So you can, if you want to benefit from a stock going down, you can buy a put option. If you want to protect what you have, you can buy put option. And then, if you don't want to do either of these two, you just want to be like Warren Buffett and all these insurance companies, you can sell put options to all these willing people who are willing to buy put option. So it's a great way to make money. Most of the time you'll make money, but the times when you don't make money, you really get screwed. So think about Ameriprise. They got only $1,000, but if Krishna's home got burned down, they'll have to shell out $400,000. So how many such insurance, if they sell 400 such puts, then they got enough money to replenish one house. So they're going with so in that regard, selling is very risky, but at the same time, if you can master it and if you do certain risk rewards, etc. So let's not worry about selling right now, but I just wanted you to be aware of it, that unlike stock where you either sell a stock that you have or you short a stock that you do not have, you can do the same thing with options also. Okay? So buying put options, I think everybody's clear. If you have a stock, you want to protect it, you buy a put option. If you want to benefit from something that you think will go down, instead of shorting it, you can buy a put option. the beauty of any option is that your loss is limited to what you paid to buy it. You know, if your home doesn't burn down, nothing happens, at the end of the year, yes, you lost $1,000. What did you get in exchange for that $1,000? You transferred the risk of your home being burning down from you to somebody else. That's what you got in exchange for that $1,000. So that's all about put option. Everybody clear on put option?
Yeah.
Any questions on put options?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, I had a bad experience writing the puts. I know now naked puts are prohibited everywhere, at least for small investors like us. No one is doing 10 millions and over. But I think 10 million and over only gets naked put options.
No, it doesn't.
Sure, and I asked them, they said only institutional investors are eligible for the naked puts. I'm not eligible for this. So I had a naked put option back in 2009, burned my house.
Yeah.
So it's like you're selling the selling puts are to me money generators,
Yeah.
but risk carriers.
Very big risk. Remember, in this case, Ameriprise, unless they don't make any profit, if one house burns out of 400, they didn't make any money. Because statistically, they kind of do a lot of research and say, okay, so that's how they set up their premium. They know location-wise, where. So, yeah, for now, let's definitely keep selling out of your realm of activities that you do. Because, yeah, when I say that I've lost a lot of money, just like him, yes, selling put is a very quick way to lose. And the worst part about selling put, just like shorting the stock, is not only you can lose what you did, you can lose a whole lot more. Okay? Because selling put is like shorting a stock.
So what is the other put? Buying put?
Yeah, buying. So focus on buying.
Okay, buying means like you buy, I'm very new.
Yeah.
Okay, so you buy a stock and say.
No, you buy a thing that is called put.
Oh, so you buy a thing called
Yeah.
put.
So
Okay.
that's what, so we'll go into that.
Okay.
So I wanted to start with put because people buy
So-
insurance,
So I just
therefore they are aware
I just
of it.
want to add to
Yeah.
it, buying a put is, again, other way of protecting is when you are short on some stock. Like you said, we don't know for sure that the stock is going down or going up, but to protect our risk, then you can sell a put on against the short. That way, they are protected a little bit.
Right. I mean, just to give an example, right, recently I bought 600 of AMD, okay, thinking that the AMD, how it's still going on and it's going to go up. And as soon as I got it, Barclays announced saying that it's going to go down to $9. So I have 600 of AMD, I might lose $1,800 if Barclays says it's true. So yesterday I called up Fidelity, okay, I want to buy a put option because I don't want to lose money. I'm ready to pay $200, okay, just in case if something were to go wrong, but I don't want to lose my money. So I called a put option. That's a perfect example. So you bought something and you don't want to lose money, you want to cover your losses. So to make it simple, I'm just saying whatever he said in the numbers with a perfect example that suits this situation.
So
Now if for example, but I say, for January 1st, I want to buy a put option, I'm sure he'll explain now. Say, okay, $12 is the target price or something. Okay, so if by January 1st, if the stock price goes below $12, even whatever maybe the stock price is, I'm eligible to sell my 600 AMD for $12. Okay, my loss is limited to, I bought it at 1320. If I can buy a put price more than the current stock price, which I don't know, if I can, but if you can, okay. So I'll buy for 1336. Okay, that is what my purchase price is. So I'm protected. All I'm going to lose is $200. I can sleep with peace of mind. But all you're losing is $200. So to do that, that's when I purchase put as a beginner. So
You can sell if it's more than 1336 after whatever the.
I'm not obligated to do so. I can,
Okay.
if I decided not to sell AMD,
Okay.
I don't need to sell. All I lose is $200. Just like that, for example, you buy insurance, but
Yeah.
something happened to you,
Okay.
good or
So
bad,
it's-
you can or
Yeah,
you
that's
cannot
the
pay.
reason,
So-
okay, okay. So you are buying insurance for your AMD stock?
Exactly. So that's the way to look at it. With one difference that, well, actually, that's true, even in your insurance, if you want to change your insurance company, you can change it midway, right? You can say, hey,
So what
my
if
price,
price
give me
goes
my
up?
money,
Sorry.
I'm gonna buy it from someone else.
If the price moves up, I'm not obligated to sell.
You are not, okay, only
This is
use
just,
200.
exactly, this is just an insurance. Okay, for example, if somebody's house got burned down, if I give it to insurance, they'll only give me 400,000. But I know that there is a mall coming next to me, okay? So my price is, even though my land itself probably is $1 million, so now I don't need to claim insurance. Treat it the same way as put. Okay, you can or you cannot, but you have the option to cover yourself.
Worst case.
Worst case scenario.
Let's say like if I bought like $10 on some stock, it goes like I bought put also, let's say insurance.